Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real KENZ TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Now, before I jump into today's video, if you will, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever it may be that you're representing. And let us know if you're the man or the woman that you say you be. You know, oftentimes people ask me questions. They hit me up at Real KENZ TV at Yahoo, Real KENZ TV at Yahoo. And they ask me questions. Some people even hit me up on my phone number, 859-697-7676. 859-697-7676. And they hit me up, and, you know, it's one of those things to where I like to interact with the people. And so I decided this afternoon, I said, you know what? I'll answer a bunch of these questions because I haven't really been answering the questions as of late. I've been more so on my storytelling. So I'm going to answer a variety of questions that people have asked me at my email. And I'm going to incorporate some of the questions with stories and examples. You know, I like to paint a picture. So y'all just rock out with me, man. Pause, double pause, triple pause. Like I said, it's a Sunday afternoon, laid back. Video's going to be somewhat lengthy. So, you know, just ride with me. Y'all jump in the comment section and let me know who's riding with me, man. So the first question that I'm going to get to is, KENZ, what do you think about rapper Lil Booy going to jail? What's your opinion on it? How much time do you think that he'll get? You know, it's one of those situations to where everybody says, I would never wish jail on anybody. I don't wish Lil Booy jail time, and I just did a video on this. Excuse me, y'all. I just did a video on this last week, but I'll touch upon it once again. I don't wish anybody jail time. I would hope that the judge would have compassion on him and he would get, you know, probation. But in all honesty, you ask me my opinion, I really don't foresee that happening. For y'all that are not familiar with hip-hop and rapper Lil Booy, feel free to Google him. And if not, I'll thoroughly explain to you. Lil Booy was in San Diego on a video shoot. And it was a neighborhood, a heavily populated gang neighborhood. And Lil Boosie's security, I think they missed a flight or something like that. So he only had one security officer with him. Once they got to the video set, Boosie said, shoot, man, I'm going to protect my life better than anybody else can protect my life. So he gets one of the guns from his security because they had two guns that they had checked, you know, onto the plane. What's so ironic, they weren't even supposed to be at that video shoot. Dudes hit him up. Hey, Boosie, we got 10, 15,000. You to come through for about 2 hours, shoot a video. Boosie went to get that money. Now, why he went to get that money, he goes to a dangerous environment, keeping it real. As I mentioned, he tells the security officer to give him the gun. He got the gun in his back, in his waist. But he didn't have his shirt covering it up. So it's Lil Boosie on the set. He's a celebrity as far as in the hood. He's a hood celebrity. And so you got people out there with their phones, they're recording or whatever. You got this individual that's going live on Instagram. And the feds, believe it or not, yeah, they do watch social media. Just happen to be watching. Oh, is that Lil Boosie? Rapper Lil Boosie, convicted felon? And he got a gun on him? They round up the crew. I guess by the time they get everybody together, the video was over with. But they tracked the truck that Boosie's traveling in. Pull the truck over. They find the gun. Boosie's trying to put it off on his security. I don't think he was really trying to put it off on his security. I think Boosie was essentially saying, bro, this is your gun. Take the charge. This is what you're here for. Security wasn't going for it. Not sure exactly why. If he's security, why is he not wanting to take this charge for this gun? Nevertheless, it didn't matter because they already had the video in which they zoomed in and seen the gun on Lil Boosie. Technology is a beast. They were probably able to zoom in and see the serial numbers and everything on the gun. Boosie's charged with the state. Goes back and forth to court for a few months or what have you. He goes to court one day, the charge is dismissed. Boosie's happy, man. Only to find out, as soon as he leaves the courtroom, the feds is outside waiting on him. State dropped the case because the feds wanted to pick it up. Feds picked the case up. Lil Boosie's in jail. They don't want to give him a bond. I think he ended up doing like a week and a half in jail. They finally allow him to come home on an ankle monitor. You know, he could travel to certain shows, and he just had to stay within the country and let his PO know anytime he, you know, had to leave the state. He's fighting this case for months. He's paying his attorneys hundreds of thousands of dollars. They had just passed some sort of, I think it was the Supreme Court. Basically, it was a rule to where even if you were a felon, but you were non-violent, you have a right to protect yourself and have a firearm. On the strength of that, the case gets dismissed. Boosie's happy, man. He beat the feds, man. He's so happy he takes his whole family on a family vacation. While he's at the family vacation, he gets a call from his lawyer. Hey, you need to come back. You need to get back soon. ASAP. Not now, right now. Well, what's going on? I'm on vacation with my family. The feds are going to re-indict. How they going to re-indict? We just beat it. The feds are going to re-indict you. They have some sort of a clause or some sort of loophole that allows them to re-indict because they're saying, okay, you are a non-violent felon with a gun, but it don't apply to you if you have a drug habit. Boosie's like, I don't have a drug habit. But they took all I guess his prior charges, the marijuana charges, him getting on Vlad TV talking about he used to get high, and they put all of that stuff together like gumbo and were able to secure an indictment. So now Lil Boosie, he's going through this situation again, has to pay his lawyers all over again because it's a whole new, different case. This whole thing's been going on over 2 years at this point. Boosie's trying to have the charges dismissed. Has no success with that. It's very difficult to get charges dismissed, especially in the feds. Boosie's going to Donald Trump trying to get a pardon. That situation at this point hasn't worked out. Not to say that it won't, but it hasn't. So Boosie posted one day, I believe it was on his Instagram, and he said that he's tired of fighting and he's just gonna go lay down, take the plea deal. He goes on the 28th, I believe, or the 26th of August this month to learn his fate. You know, I think that it's a sad situation. I see Boosie's side. I feel the same way. Nobody's going to protect me the way that I can protect myself. But at the same time, there's rules that we must adhere to. Even if we hate the rules, even if we think they suck. There's a lot of rules that I don't like. There's a lot of rules I think is just unfair. But I have a choice. Do I want to stay out here with my family and my loved ones, my friends? Or buck the system and say, nah, man, forget this. These rules don't apply to me. I'm KENZ. In Boosie's situation at that time, I'm Boosie. Rules don't apply to me. And unfortunately, he's having to learn that these rules do apply to you. He could technically get up to 10 years in prison. I doubt a judge would give him that because the prosecution is going to have a recommendation as far as how many years they want him to have. And there's a sentencing guideline in the feds. So although Boosie does have prior offenses, they are all like marijuana charges. He doesn't have anything violent. So he's not facing a sentence enhancement or in the feds it's called a career criminal. I don't know how much time he's going to get. I can imagine that the prosecution's probably going to want 3.5, 4 years. Somewhere right around in that range. 2.5 to 4 years. This is just my assessment, my opinion. You know, Boosie's talked about all the money that he spent on lawyers. I know the first go around, he said he spent almost $400,000, maybe $400,000. Didn't have to hire the same attorneys to do the same thing all over again with an added charge. Boosie probably spent, I don't know, upwards of $1 million, close to $1 million, $750,000. So when he said he started fighting, I believe that he's more so talking about that. Like, I keep giving these lawyers money. I'm not going to trial. I'm not taking these people to trial and get my head knocked off. So why do I continuously, it's not going to be dismissed. So why do I continuously keep giving these people money? See, sometimes money can buy your way out of the state. Sometimes, not all the time. But in the feds, and it's very, very difficult because they don't want your money. They didn't want Bill Cosby's money, and Bill Cosby was in the state. So you can't always buy your way out of the state. Feds play a whole different ball game. And I don't think Lil Boosie did himself any justice by getting on Vlad TV talking about he attempted to get a pardon from Donald Trump. You see, the federal judge, when he sees this interview, and he will see it, he will be made aware of it. They're going to look at that, in my opinion, like, okay, you still think that you're better than everybody else. You got caught with this gun, red-handed. So why are you attempting to get a pardon? Why are you attempting to fling your money around to beat the system? I never would have said that. Probably wouldn't even have gone on Vlad TV. And if I did, I wouldn't have been talking about my case whatsoever. I think ultimately that could hurt Boosie. So I see him getting 2.5 to 4 years. Once again, that's just my opinion. You know, the thing about these gun laws, they're so just ridiculous. If I have a felony for child support, I can't have a gun. I can't protect myself. If I have a felony for theft, or for writing checks, or for manufacturing checks, credit cards, gambling, anything that's prostitution, anything that's nonviolent, I'm no longer allowed to protect myself. The amendments mean absolutely nothing because being a convicted felon, I can see if you had a violent charge or something to where you did something, you know, to kids inappropriately, or women, or, you know, elderly people. But charges that didn't even have anything to do with violence. You know, I had a buddy, and I tried to explain this to him, and I'm not one of those individuals that thinks that I know everything. If you're talking about something and you ask me my opinion, then I'll give you my opinion. But I'm not going to just chime in and be like, oh, no, I wouldn't do that. He's driving one night. Police officers behind him. It's already a nervous situation when you notice that the police is behind you. That'll make you just swerve just in itself. Especially if you're a black guy. I'm keeping it real, man. We'll start that race shit. I'm keeping it real. Because you know it's only a matter of time before those lights, you see those lights behind you flicker on. Judge Mathis. Y'all know who Judge Mathis is. Judge Mathis said that even to this day, and he's a lawyer. He's a judge, rather. A real live judge. Said that he gets nervous when the police is behind him because you don't know what type of officer you're going to get. You're going to get a cool one? You're going to get a fair one? Or you're going to get a racist one? It's just looking to take a nigga to jail. You don't know. This particular situation, like I said, my partner, he gets pulled over or whatever. They tell him he didn't put his blinker on, turn signal, something crazy. So that gives them probable cause to pull him over. Okay, by law it does. Gives them probable cause. Paperwork says that he was acting kind of nervous and fidgety. They smell weed. The same weed that has all these individuals locked up doing decades, that's now becoming legal in a lot of states. Make it make sense, man. Y'all rock with me. It's 700 degrees out here. The Cash App is $KENZ 1000. $KENZ 1000. 746 degrees out here, man. But I'm bringing y'all this heat and this action. So he's acting fidgety. They smell marijuana. Typical reasoning for searching your vehicle. He tells the people, no, you can't search my car. They search the car anyway. It's actually a truck. They say the dog got a hit. Search the truck. They don't find any marijuana. Don't find anything illegal except for one thing. Handgun. Take him to jail. Ends up getting out on bond a couple weeks later. No bail bondsman's in Kentucky. No automatic 10%. So I think his bond was like, I don't know, $5,000. Ends up getting out a couple weeks later. The judge lowers it down to like $2,500. And he's fighting this case for like a year and a half. It gets to the point to where they decide to go to trial. Because the judge is only going to allow you to prolong a case for so long. They decide they're going to trial. So he asked me about it one day. I'm like, bro, we call him Cowboy. Cowboy, you tripping, man. You going to take these people to trial. It's your third felony. And his felonies were like child support and I think like theft charges, possession, something like that. Nothing even remotely close to being valid. He goes on to tell me about how we living in this world to where people are just so violent. And I know people are just shooting up churches and grocery stores and just any movie theaters, just the mall. So you have to have protection on you any and everywhere that you go. And I get it. I totally get it. So this was going to be the story that he was going to give the jury. He's going to testify at his own trial, get on the stands and tell them people exactly why he was carrying a gun. I ain't never had nothing violent. I have no intentions upon hurting anyone. But we have to have protection. I got kids, man. What am I supposed to do if some idiot just out of the blue just comes up and just randomly starts firing or trying to hurt us or trying to do something to us because I have these petty charges, child support and theft or whatever. What? I can't protect my family? Nah. But I told him, I said, I understand that, Cowboy, but at the end of the day, you're going to get convicted because you still had it. And the rules and the laws say that we can't have it. I understand some people feel that, hey, forget what the law says. I'm going to have it on me. You know, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. I get it. But it's not going to work at a jury trial. And you got a sentence enhancement just as well. Cowboy didn't take heed. Took them people to trial, man. When they came back, they deliberated for 10 minutes. Guilty. Now you're already facing 1 to 5 for the charge. But with the sentence enhancement, he ended up getting 14 years. Man. When they was offering him a 2-year plea deal. He ended up with 14. Taking these people to trial, man. Now this was in the state. This wasn't the feds. Crazy situation. So I guess, you know, Boosie was smart about his situation. Smarter than Cowboy. Because Cowboy thought that he was going to beat the system. Like, possession of a handgun by a convicted felon is very, very clear. There is no unless. Not in Kentucky. Not that I know of. Not around my niggas, you're not. Get yourself some cold to drink and come on inside. We must watch what we do. Understand that there's circumstances. Everything that we do, there's circumstances. And when we break these laws and these rules, and I was once probably a number 1 rule breaker, law breaker. I ain't give it, man. I was trying to get that money, you heard me? I ain't care nothing about nothing. That money. But I understood at a certain point, like, man, I'm ramming my head into the wall continuously. I keep going back. I get money and I build it up, then I lose it all. Rather, people steal it when I'm gone. Never really had that happen. The police catch me with it and they take it. Lawyer fees, commissary, phone calls. Done loan money out, but now I'm gone to jail. Nah, he gone. I don't gotta give it back. You're gonna lose it anyway. So you might as well just stay on out here. Get your job, get your trade, get your skill, start your YouTube channel, and just grind out here because they're gonna make you work in penitentiary, man. You have to work in Kentucky prisons or go to school. And you're gonna get about $25, $26 a month. Working 40-hour weeks. So I say all of that to say, don't think that you can do something and explain your way out of it on the stands. Unless it's something extenuated circumstances, you had to defend yourself or you know, you didn't have a choice. Somebody was going to get you and you didn't know that the gun was there and you dove across the bed and grabbed it and you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Something out of the norm. You get caught with it, man. Possession is 9/10 of the law, so it's not really a way to talk your way out of it. The jury has to find you guilty of that. In Cowboy's situation because he had it on him. Couldn't say it wasn't his. It was his truck registered to him. It was right there in reaching distance. Wasn't going to beat it. So instead of taking the 2 years, which he probably could have got it down to a year, but he was already on parole, so I understood if he took that year or the 2 years, it was going to violate his parole. Well, the 14 years that they just gave you violated your parole just as well. So now you're going to have to do 3 years just to have an opportunity to see the parole board again. Sad situation, man. KENZ, have you ever seen anyone graped in prison? Have I ever seen anyone graped in prison? No. Do those sort of situations happen a lot in Kentucky prisons? I don't think so. I haven't. I mean, it's nothing in the 11 years that I've done. I've never seen it, but I know that there are situations. I've walked into the bathroom or the shower or whatever and it was people getting down, but I can't necessarily say they was getting raped. You know, actually it's my biggest video to date. My biggest video, y'all go and check it out if you haven't already seen it. I don't even remember what it's titled, but basically it was about a kid. He was an adult, but I always refer to him as a kid. I told him the prison game. He was on his way to prison. Everybody told him the game. He gets to prison the first day that he's there, man. The first day, we at the Rotary Farm. I'm not there yet. Rotary Farm is where you go to get processed, classified, get your number, and then they move you to wherever you're going to go. The guy shaves his face, sitting on a dude's bed, booty bandit's bed. A couple hours later, they walk into the shower together. Y'all go check the video. I can't give you all the intricacies of the video, but y'all go check it out. Dropped it about a year ago. I think it's called Turned Down in the Shower. There's a part 1 and a part 2. I think that when it comes to grape in prison, it's a whole lot of finesse going on. It's a whole lot of trying to run game on an individual. Like I always tell you, I mention him quite often, Big Rufus, man. Big Rufus was a gorilla, man. Been locked up for years. Black dude, you know, in his 30s at the time. This dude's about 6'2", 225, 230, solid. Work out 3 times a day. Run 4 or 5 miles a day, probably more than that. Because back in the day, you didn't used to have to work in prison. So a lot of dudes, man, they work out 3 times a day. You know, work out in the morning time, come back in the afternoon, then they come back in the evening. 5-6 days a week, man. They got action figures in prison. Dudes is real life gorillas, man. And Big Rufus, when you look at him, you would think that he just has this massive voice because he's so big and intimidating. The dude was just a cool dude for real. Now, when I say cool, meaning like his demeanor, laid back. So I wouldn't necessarily call a booty bandit cool, but he wasn't one that he could easily come up and choke you out and take it, and like Fast Eddie would just run up on you. If he wants you, he gonna have you. Like Fleece Johnson said, if I want you, I'm gonna have you. Fast Eddie was the same way. He knock you out. He gonna knock you out, pull your pants down, and give you the business. That's his thing. It was his thing. Unless you can whoop him, unless you can fight, unless you got a click, but you probably wouldn't even see it coming. No pun intended. And so you got Big Rufus, man. You know, like I said, he looks really intimidating, but he had a, hey, how you doing, man? Yeah, they call me Rufus, Big Rufus. That's how he talk, man. Wasn't nothing soft about the man, but that's just You know, that's how he talked. He ran a store in the penitentiary. It's one of the biggest hustles. You're going to get hungry. It's Friday. Can't go to the store until Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You got this long weekend. Everything that you want. Everything in the commissary Big Rufus got. Zoom Zoom, some Wham Whams. You want some honey buns, some cakes. But you want some sodas. I got chips. I got popcorn. I got tuna pouches, crackers. Anything that you want. Noodles, whatever you want. You get $5, you owe me 8 back. You get 10, you owe me 15 back. And so forth and so forth. The more you get, the more that you owe back. You get 20, okay, I need 30 back. He catch them little young white dudes. He like the young white dudes, man. Innocent looking white dudes, man. You've already been warned about Big Rufus, but not to the fullest of... It's one of those things to, okay, man, stay away from this guy. Don't borrow this from this person. Don't borrow this from anybody. But he comes across so cool, and man, just let me know. I know how it is. I know how it is when you first, when you first come to prison and everything. I'm just saying. Then his voice gets high. I'm just saying. I know how it is to not have nothing. You feel me? I'm just saying. He always would say that after everything that he said. I'm just saying. Big Rufus, man, how long you been working out, man? I can see you been putting in time in the gym, man. What size was you when you first came in? It's body watching. You shouldn't even do that in prison. But, people don't know. People don't know. Don't body watch. Somebody's in a weight pile working out. Don't get caught staring at them, man. You get your wig split for that. Certain people ain't tripping, but certain individuals, they don't like that. Don't body watch me. Prison's so weird, man. You got dudes that never show their bodies, man. Pause. When I say they never show their body, it could be 80 degrees, 90 degrees outside. They got their state jacket on. They give you a khaki state coat in prison. Or they have on long sleeves or whatever. They never show, their body or whatever. It's weird, but that's just what it is. Stomach's growling. You seeing all this beautiful food being cooked. Smelling this beautiful food. Find yourself knocking on Big Rufus's door. Big Rufus, can I talk to you? Y'all remember how Red was trying to go talk to Debo? Can I talk to you for a second? Pop's tripping, man. He want me to ask for my bike back. You know I wouldn't even trip. What bike? The beach cruiser. The one I let you use a few weeks ago. Oh, that bike. You know you wanted it back, homie. It's over here. Follow me. That's the reluctance even. Big Rufus. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, man, my mom sent out my money, man. My money order back then, it was money orders. Now everything's computerized and money can be there at 0.25 seconds. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button too. It takes 0.25 seconds to hit the like button. Let's get this channel in the algorithm a little bit more. You get in the algorithm by interaction. That's why it's good to comment. It's good to hit the like button. And it's good to definitely share. The young dude goes in. I don't know, name's probably Matthew or something. $15, $20 worth of items. He know he got big money coming. Big Rufus got him. He's reeling him in. Worry about it, young, and I understand. Whenever your money comes in, just holler at me. I'm right here. I'm just saying, whenever you need, I'm just saying. Y'all hit, I'm just hit the comment section. I'm just saying. Y'all rock with me, man. Try to make something for the individuals that's working these long shifts, 12-hour shifts. Bronx is in the building. Shout out to the Bronx. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to Cali. Shout out to Kentucky. Shout out to Tennessee, Tennessee, Memphis, Chi-Town, Brazil, UK, Mexico. These are all a lot of the cities that are just coming to my, the top of my head or whatever. I see people frequenting my channel. North Carolina. The individuals that are working these long shifts, And you're like, oh my God, I got 2 hours left. How am I going to get, man, I'm ready to go home. That's why I make these longer videos, man. Arkansas, TB, number 6. Florida, my dog J-VTV, y'all go check him out, man. Miss Deborah, Michigan, Dante, from Dante Show Network. Jay Williams, Virginia, Let's Live Life. All the people that support the channel. There's way, way more. Way, way more. And so I try to do something for the people to, so many people say, KENZ, man, I listen to your videos, man, and it just gives me a little bit more pep in my step or whatever. So I look up and it's time to go, or it's almost time to go. Then I say, hell, let me go watch another one. All the people that bedridden, man, and hit me up and say, man, we really appreciate your videos, man. All the people on dialysis that tell me, man, you really help get through, man. This is a very, very strenuous time, but I listened to a couple of your videos, then boom, I'm done. Man, that means something to me, man. So you all help me just as much as you all say that I help you, man. And the reason for the longer videos, and today is going to be a longer video than I typically would make for the people, man. And so Matthew, you know, he goes and borrows these items, and then his money comes, and he comes back all excited, and he has everything that he owes Big Rufus. And now he's not knocking on the door reluctant. Like, can I talk to you? Now it's more of a, what up, Big Rufus? Big Rufus, I told you, man, my word is good. I tell you it's gonna rain. Don't ask me when, just go get your raincoat. My word is good, man. Here's everything that I owe you, Big Rufus. Dumps it on the bed or whatever. Big Rufus is just looking. All right, Big Rufus, man, if I need you again, man, thank you. I appreciate you. Oh. Yeah, what's up, Big Rufus? Everything's there, right? It's $30, $28 I owe you, right? Everything. Here go your cakes. Here goes your... Big Rufus don't want them type of cakes back. What are you talking about, Big Rufus? I got the chocolate chip. Didn't I get the chocolate chip from you? You said chocolate chip. No, Big Rufus don't want them type of cakes back. Oh, what are you saying, Big Rufus? I'm not just saying. Easy way, the hard way. Next thing you know, like I said, Big Rufus, he done reeled you all the way in. Those are the type of booty bandits that you see in prison. Like I said, your Fast Eddies and your Fleece Johnsons and all them type guys. I can't really say Fleece Johnson because he said he never took it from anyone, but he would talk you into it. You see what I'm saying? Fleece Johnson said it in several of his videos. I'll talk you right out of your booty. So it was more or less one of those situations. So you see that. You know, I never physically seen it, but I know that it goes down. I know that it happens. I would imagine that there's some prisons, though, USPs, or just some, like, very, very dangerous and violent prisons that probably does go down like that. I just haven't seen it, and I haven't been around it, and nor do I care to be around anything like that. And I would hope that inmates wouldn't even allow that to go down. KENZ, what happens if an inmate beats up an officer in prison? You whoop an officer in prison, once again, that's one of those things to where it depends. First of all, you probably going to get more time. 9 times out of 10, they're going to hit you with an outside case, assault on a police officer. Depending on how bad you whoop him will depend on the degree of the assault. Then they're probably going to cuff you, spray you, tear gas you or whatever, and proceed to beat the brakes off of you. While you're cuffed, yeah, they're so tough. They're so tough to they cuff your hands behind your back and then they beat you. 5 or 6 of them. Have you ever seen an inmate whoop an officer? I seen yeah, I have. My dog Dre. R.I.P. Dre, man. He's in the county jail. The thing about Dre, he's 5'11". So it's just something about that 5'11" in us. Infinite pause. Matter of fact, I shouldn't even have said that. Let's do the manual rewind. Because saying there's nothing like that 5'11", I don't like that. That's my manual rewind that Hassan Campbell clearly stole. Allegedly. Shout out to Hassan Campbell. He's 5'11", he's a beast, man. It's the heart of a lion. If you 5'11", man, I don't care if you 5'5". At Real KENZ TV, you 5'11", man. Who's rocking with me? Who's rocking with me, man? Get to the story, KENZ. Hurry up. This is part of the story, man. It's a long video for the people today, man. People that just want to lay back. I've already mentioned it. Respectfully. You got punk ass McCracken, man. I think he was a sergeant at the time. And they couldn't even keep him in a regular dorm because he'd get cussed out. Your mammy, you fat bitch. Yeah, our inmates verbally abused him all the time, man. He was just a nasty, bald-headed. He's a white dude. He's probably, I don't know, he's probably like 5'10". Didn't really say much, but his actions was nasty. They would keep him in the assessment center. That's just where you go your first couple of days when you go to the county jail. Then they'll send you to whatever permanent unit that you're going to go to, cell. And this dude, man, wouldn't turn the TVs on for the inmates. All the other COs was cool. They keep the TVs on. They pop the door so you can come out because there's walks. So you might be on a walk, for instance. You're on a walk and it's, 10 cells. Well, you pop the cells. You got a TV, you got a phone, you got some tables. You can just interact and mingle with people. If you don't feel like doing so, you can go in your cell. Hey, shut my door, man. Got an intercom and, hey, will you shut my door? They let you stay out all day long, during count time or whenever they do shift change, you got to go back in. But once they finish their paperwork, they let you out. Cracking to keep you locked up. It's at the officer's discretion. Cracking would keep you locked up all day long, man. Wouldn't turn the TVs on. Just a nasty son of a bitch. Dre had court one day, and I think he had overslept. So when he wakes up, he's hitting the intercom like, hey, bro, I got court, man. Dude was like, well, you're late. You're not going to court. He's like, what do you mean? I'm late. I was in there asleep. Why don't you wake me up? It's your duty to wake me up. I don't have a key. I can't just open the door on my own. You were supposed to. So the guy was trying not to allow Dre to go to court. Dre's trying to go home. The man didn't want him to go to court. I guess he thought he was bigger than the program, and he told the people that he refused to go to court. Luckily for Dre, he was able to go to court. I'm going to get him. When Dre said something, he meant it. I'm going to get him. Dre came up. We all came up together. He was like maybe a year older than me. Year and a half, something like that. Maybe 2 years at the most. Luckily for McCracken, the judge blesses Dre and lets him out. He gets out like on, I don't remember what the case was. I think he beat the case or something like that. He gets out that day. Even when he gets out, McCracken don't want to give him a phone call because, you got to call your people. So Dre's in court and he's telling the judge, like, Your Honor, we got this dickhead correctional officer. I'm sorry, we have this not so nice of a correctional officer. And I feel as though when I get back, he's not going to allow me to get on the phone to call my people to tell them they can come and get me. I'll make sure that you get a phone call, whatever. When he gets back to the assessment center, he tells McCracken, hey, bro, I need to get on the phone, man. Call my peoples, man, because, the judge let me go. Okay, let me finish my paperwork and I'll let you out. At this point, it's probably maybe about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Shift ends at 4. 1:30 comes. Yo, McCracken. He's hitting on the door. He's knocking on the door because McCracken's not answering his intercom. Like I said, there's an intercom in every cell. You just hit the little button. McCracken, I'm trying to call my peoples, man. Let me finish my paperwork, I told you. 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock, 3:30. He leaves at 4. I've been back here for almost 3 hours. You ain't let me out to call my people. They got the little blue phones on the wall. But they also have, the judge ordered for him to get a jail phone call. Meaning they have, like, literally, I was going to say cell phones. They got those too, but you don't see those in the county jail as much. But they got the cordless phones. And it's a jail securus cordless phone. So you can slide it in the flap, through the food flap, and a person can get on the phone. Hey, man, people let me out, come get me or whatever. So now the shift change, man. Oh, Dre is going crazy. I'm gonna whoop the shit out of you. Let me out this cell. Crack is just sitting there smirking. Cracking leaves, new officer comes in. Well, the new officer that comes in, he or she, they have to get their paperwork and get their affairs in order and things of that nature. So now he's having to wait for like another hour. And it's time to feed. It's about 5 o'clock. Sorry, y'all, I gotta turn this air on. Hot. Hotter than the Baptist in a brothel. By God. Shout them boys in the hollers talk. Shout out to the hollers. Boys in the holler, man. Dudes be dangerous. They cool as a fan. Cool as a fan. They dangerous. You make them mad, man. White boys, period, man. I don't know where people get this white boy never whoop me shit. I don't know what world you living in. But a white boy, they'll warn you, man. They ain't gonna do too much talking, man. They'll warn you before they. You getting red with me, son? You hear him say something like that? Are you getting red with me? You might want to do less talking and be ready to work it out, walk away, or put him up. Scrap. But when you hear him say, fuck you, whore! Fuck you, motherfucker! When you hear him say that, man, ain't no turning back, man. You better know how to fight, and you better be ready to fight to the death. They gonna fight hard, man. I'm talking about some Rocky shit. Dre finally gets out. It's probably 7 o'clock before they even call him up. When you get released, then you gotta go get, they gotta dress you out. You give them their little funky jumpsuits back, and you get processed out or whatever. It may take, an hour or two, depending on who's there and what have you. It's a whole 8 hours later before Dre gets out. Dre's out. He's with his family. A couple weeks later, the feds had picked Dre's case up. That's why the judge had let him go. See, they'll do it. You think you don't want in the state, they'll dismiss your case, and then boom, the feds will pick your case up. Dre's PO calls him, tells him the bad news. He's devastated. He done been back out with his kids, his family, promised he'll never leave them again. But he does the right thing in his eyes and turns himself in. I don't believe in turning myself in. I put it this way. I'm not going to say I don't believe it. Actually, I do believe in turning myself in, just because I don't like to live on the run. But turning yourself in gives you no benefits whatsoever. All you do is just make their job easy. I'm not telling people to not turn themselves in. But don't turn yourself in expecting, well, I turn myself in. Because them funky-ass prosecutors, guess what they're going to say? Regardless of if you turn yourself in or not. Oh, he's a flight risk. They don't want you out. They don't want you out. I'm a flight risk, but I just turned myself in. Well, y'all need some very serious charges, and we fear that Mr. KENZ has the means of raising the funds. They didn't call it funds. The means, the capital, and we oppose to any sort of bond reduction or any sort of bail. What? I just turned myself in, man. But the judge, 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, they're going to listen to the prosecution. That's what they do. Dre goes on and turns himself in because he was in the house with his kids. He had 3 kids, and he didn't want the police surrounding the house. He didn't want his kids to be subjected to that, if you will. So he turns himself in. Feds got him. He know he's not facing much Fed time, but it's not like he's about to get 5, 10, 15 years. It was something relatively small, but nevertheless, it was the Feds. Turns himself in. Lo and behold, who's in the assessment center? McCracken, once again his own. Dre know he's gonna get him, but he don't say nothing. He just lays low. As soon as I get an opportunity to get out this cell, I'm gonna split dude's wig. McCracken didn't keep you locked down 100% of the time. You know, there were times he would let you out. But it was the majority of the time he was gonna keep you locked in the cell. No TV on. Can't use the phone. I guess this was Dre's lucky day and McCracken's not so lucky day. They sit in a guard tower. You go up some stairs to get into the guard's tower, but it's only maybe 4 or 5 stairs, so it's not that high up. It's in the middle of the dorm. There's a wall that's about maybe 5 foot high, but that's it. It was right after. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you why they were out of the cell. I'm gonna tell you exactly why they were out of the cell. Because it was right after lunchtime. It was right after lunchtime. McCracken had cracked the doors because McCracken was so nasty. He didn't want to let you out of your cell, so he would go to each cell with the trustee, open the food flap, and you put your tray through the food flap, opposed to just opening the doors, letting everybody come out, eat at the tables or whatever. And then once you finish eating, you walk outside, like not literally outside, but like I said, you're on a walk. Then you open up that door from the walk, and you're in the main, you know, the main area of the cell, because the cells are huge. Put your tray on the little, you know, carrier that they have or whatever. Get you some extra juice. They always got like a cooler there. Get you some extra juice. But McCracken, he didn't want you to get no extra juice or nothing. He was just nasty. McCracken pops the doors that day. In jail trays, then you got some jails where the trays are thin like that, but the majority of the ones I seen, like they thick, probably, I don't know, what's it, about 2.5, 3 inches. Weapons, man. McCracken don't even see it coming. He's doing his paperwork or whatever he's doing, man. Dre grabs that tray, and Dre didn't even need a tray, man. Dre was known for having hands, man. Grabs that tray. Boom! Slides up behind McCracken and splits his wig, man. I already told y'all he's a bald-headed dude or whatever. McCracken was probably like 40-something at the time. Bitch, I told you I was gonna get you, didn't I, bitch? Boom! 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 Beat him down, man. Beat him down, beat you down. Who else wants some of Debo? Who else wants some of Dre? Hey, he beat the brakes off of McCracken, man. McCracken was messed around. Only thing that really saved him was in shift command. I guess they caught wind of it. Shift commands where they, like the cameras and everything. And somebody in shift command caught wind of this beatdown. And they came in and saved him because he was getting demolished. Signal 7 in assessment center. Signal 7 in the assessment center. It was definitely a signal 7. That was a signal 777 that beat down that McCracken got put on him. You could hear the distress. You could hear the panic. Signal 7 in the assessment center. Oh, Signal 7 in the assessment center. Because they seeing this man get demolished. I believe Dre ended up getting like an extra year for doing so. And I talked to him a little bit before he passed, man. And I asked him about this situation and how it felt. And would he go back and do it again? And he said, brother, if I had a situation to do all over again, I would definitely do so, man. Split McCracken's motherfucking wig. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Not an advocate for violence, but you have these correctional officers, right? And they're very, very overbearing. They think that because they wear these blue uniforms and these radios that they wear right here, there's some sort of contraption or where they can keep and we call it the panic button. So when I talk about signal 7 in the unit, signal 7 in the unit, you hit that little red button. you hit it, it alerts the people in shift command, and they automatically call a signal 7. You have these officers